Hi guys, this is gsno.com and I'm here with the unboxing of the Nokia X30 5G. In a very recyclable box, and also recyclable are the materials of the handset. So HMD is all in with protecting the earth. It seems there are a lot of materials here which have been recycled. I'm talking about the plastic and aluminum and of course the cardboard. As you can probably tell already, there's no charger in the box on account of it being so small, and this has got to be one of the best looking Nokia phones over the past years. The price is somewhere between $300 and $400, and we have here the cloudy blue version. We've handled this phone for the first time during IFA 2022, or also known as IFA, in Berlin, a trade show where you can see the latest gadgets of the moment. Now the frame here feels a bit like the iPhone one, and with my eyes closed I would say that this feels a bit like the Nothing phone we've tested recently, but this camera definitely has some personality to it. As you can see, it's part of the Android One initiative, which I haven't seen in a long time. Nokia is probably the last brand associated with this project. So this is recycled cardboard, and we are promised here 3 years of warranty, 3 years of OS upgrades, 3 years of monthly security updates. So there you have it. And as far as the recycled materials go, the camera area is 100% recycled aluminum, so it may be a Coca-Cola can in here. Also the back side is 64% recycled plastic, and the frame, the aluminum frame, once again Coca-Cola can or who knows what else. Now there is an interesting contradiction here. Even though they're saving the planet, they're also using a ton of paper for the manuals in multiple languages, and these things keep coming. They have quite a few of them. They actually remind me of Sony. I always used to complain about Sony and their tons of manuals when unboxing their devices. So there you have it, a ton of paper here, which is definitely cutting down some trees. Here we have the key used to access the slots. By slots I only mean nano SIM, no love for microSD here. And finally a cable which goes from USB-C to USB-C, which you can possibly tell from here. This is supposed to connect to a charger or to a PC, because I'm sure you've heard that 2024 the European Union will make device makers implement USB-C ports on their devices. Otherwise they cannot sell products in the European Union, Apple included. Okay, so the device is IP67 certified. It can take some water and dust. At the same time, it's quite good looking, I have to say it, and it's available in a pretty pleasing hue. It fits in my hand perfectly, not too long and not too wide, and it's quite easy to use with a single hand. The bezels are medium-sized thick. I would say that the chin is the biggest one, and the not a teardrop, actually a punch hole selfie camera is pretty small in diameter. Okay, so aluminum frame, a gently curved plastic back here, and it's recycled plastic, and a pretty solid build. The buttons aren't clicky, they're quite comfily placed, and the colors the device is available in are, well, cloudy blue and ice white. By the way, you just saw me using the fingerprint scanner embedded in the screen, an optical one. Now, the thickness here is 8 millimeters, and the weight is 185 grams. We have Gorilla Glass Victus to protect the screen, and I think it's time to address the screen. This one here is an AMOLED, very bright, as you can see for yourself. I actually feel the need to turn it down a bit brightness wise. 6.43 inches, one would say it's a rather small panel, full HD of course, 90 Hz refresh rate, and once again Gorilla Glass Victus is also available. And of course you can mess around with the options and settings for the brightness, font size, and refresh rate, which can be set to adaptive or standard. Now the processor inside may feel like a bit of a compromise on account of the fact that I've seen it rather on entry-level handsets, or better said entry mid-range handsets. So let's actually install the proper app for it, the AIDA app. By the way, if you want to check out the resources and specs of your phone, AIDA is a pretty good idea. By the way, pretty fast install here. So the CPU, Qualcomm Snapdragon 695, 6nm octa-core, also available on the Realme 10 Pro, Motorola X30 Neo, and the Honor Magic 4 Lite. There are two versions of the phone. One has 6 gigs of RAM, one has 8. We have the one with 6. There are also two storage versions, 128 and 256. Sadly, there's a difference here. The smaller one has UFS 2.2, the bigger one has UFS 3.0, so improved storage version. No micro SD. As far as the battery is concerned, let's try and find it here. The battery is a 4200 mAh unit. I would have expected 4500, but the thickness would have been larger probably. It's got 33 watt wired charging and also power delivery 3.0. No wireless charging on account of having a plastic back, even though I've seen Samsung phones with plastic back and wireless charging. There's no audio jack at the top. I see two microphones, possibly with OZO noise cancelling technology, and at the bottom you can see the speaker, the USB-C port, and the SIM tray plus what appears to be a microphone. Be careful and don't do what I do. I sometimes stick the SIM key in the microphone hole by mistake, not on this phone, on other phones sadly. Okay, so that's about it, and strangely and sadly enough, just a solo speaker at the bottom. We don't have a stereo setup. Now this baby here provides you with 5G connectivity, so there's that. I'm sure you could have guessed that, judging by the processor inside. 5G, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.1, which is a bit of a bummer, not even 5.2, let alone 5.3. GPS, NFC, FM radio. I actually want to check it out. Haven't seen FM radio in a hot minute, and I'm not sure we can actually see it here. Here it is, radio FM, so FM radio is available on the device. USB-C 2.0 at the bottom, and also dual nano SIM card slots. Now, if you want to talk about the cameras, so here we are with a front 16 megapixel camera with full HD capture. If you go to the back side, it's a dual cam affair, with the star being the main camera, 50 megapixel optical image stabilized. There's a dual LED flash, there's face detection autofocus, and the core you should remember about this camera is that it's a Samsung GN5 sensor. It's the exact same camera, drum roll, from the Galaxy S22, so expectations are quite high. Then there's the secondary 13 megapixel ultra-wide camera with 123-degree angle of capture. And now the bad news. You can sadly only film in Full HD with this handset, and Full HD at 60 frames per second tops. It also has pure view technology and a few extra gimmick options like the cinema here, with some extras related to wind noise reduction, a bunch of filters, and other options here for extra stable video, H-log, grill, and so forth. This is the video section with extra stabilization of multiple sorts, including stable video and also including ultra steady video. Okay, if you want to confirm it, here we are, just Full HD, 60 frames per second tops. Photo has HDR available, extra options here. You can take full 50 megapixel shots if you want to. There's bokeh, dubbed bokeh live here. There's a night mode, which you can apply here with actual several sub-settings. Auto, there's a tripod mode, there's a starry view, and there's the other night mode. So multiple night modes, nice to see that. Plus time-lapse, pro, ultra stable video, slow-mo, speed warp, which is sort of a hyperlapse, and dual sight. So that's about it. Now software-wise, I'm sure you already tell by now that we're dealing here with a stock version of just Android 12, sadly. I would have expected Android 13 by now, but I can live with this. This includes, among others, digital well-being and parental control. We also have the privacy dashboard. For security, we have the fingerprint scanner in the screen, which works, I would say, decently. Aside from that, for recents, we have this carousel here, and I'm obviously using swipes to get around, and the classic big bubble area of the quick settings. If you want to perform some customization, you can pinch the screen or maybe keep it pressed to play around with the widgets, which are these ones here, not yet stacked. You can also tweak the screen itself and its pictograms. And you can also mess about with the wallpaper and even extract some colors from the wallpaper and apply them to various menus. It's part of the Android One initiative, haven't seen one in years, and I'm looking forward to seeing Android 13 on it. As you can see, there's no bloatware here, and the functioning is, I would have to say, quite fluid. I have got expectations from the main camera, the one of the Galaxy S22, and I will be seeing it in action pretty soon. That's it from us at gsnhome.com. First impressions are as follows. Beautiful looking, main camera and overall design. Nice feel in the hand. I'm loving the eco-friendly approach, but want to get rid of the manuals in the future, and I look forward to see what this device can do. I'm curious about the battery life and the screen brightness. I can already tell it's a pretty bright screen. That's it from us. Remember the price, around $300, $350. Goodbye.